Selected track 1.
Hello and welcome to Battle of the Ports. This week we are strapping into our rocket-powered cars as we take on Atari's June 1999 arcade racer, San Francisco Rush 2049. As you can see, this is a racing game and the third game in the Rush series, and also the last game in the Rush series to be set in the city of San Francisco. It also serves as the final game for the Atari Games label, which was retired shortly after the arcade's release. The game features an arcade-style physics engine. Tracks are based around a futuristic representation of San Francisco, and cars have the ability to extend wings from their sides, allowing for mid-air adjustments. As with previous titles in the franchise, Rush 2049 features a stunt mode, in which the player scores points for complex mid-air maneuvers and successful landings. The game also includes a multiplayer deathmatch battle mode and a race mode for up to 4 players. There are 6 race tracks, 4 stunt arenas, 8 battle arenas, and 1 unlockable obstacle course, named the Gauntlet. Various car types and upgrades are unlockable throughout the game, though cheat codes offer instant achievement of these elements. The single player race mode encourages exploration of high difficulty off-track shortcuts, creating a risk and reward structure to the gameplay. Oh, by the way, the arcade game doesn't really run this poorly, just that my PC can't emulate this game very well. The first port came to the Nintendo 64 in the year 2000 from Midway. Now, while the arcade version looked awful because of poor emulation, this N64 footage you are seeing here is running on real Nintendo 64 hardware via RGB, and yep, it really does look this grainy in real life. Midway have not done well here with the N64 port. The tracks are simplified over the arcade, the frame rate is all over the place, audio isn't very clear, and yep, I'll say it again, it looks bloody awful. But as long as the game plays well, all that can be forgiven. Sadly, the game isn't that great in the controls department. Everything is so twitchy, making even the simple task of taking a corner quite a challenge.
Laps to go.
Next up was the Dreamcast port, also by Midway Games, and also based upon the N64 version rather than the arcade. So yep, the Dreamcast version has all the same simplified stages, but at least it now looks nicer and runs at a far faster frame rate, but is subject to frame dips here and there. Just like the N64 version, there are a few different modes to play, such as the arcade, stunt, and ghost time attacks. Following on from the Dreamcast, we have the PlayStation 2 version, which came on the Midway Arcade Classics 3. This is basically a port of the Dreamcast version, but unlike the N64 and Dreamcast releases, this PS2 and following GameCube version no longer contain the Slim Jim advertisements. Besides that, it is basically just the Dreamcast game, complete with frame drops. Here is a surprise. The GameCube version, also found on the Midway Arcade Classics 3, is actually the best port. I don't know what it is, but it controls better on the GameCube than it does on any other system. Yeah, it basically looks and sounds just like the Dreamcast game, but man, it feels more responsive. That's not to say the game controls amazingly, not at all. The arcade wasn't exactly Daytona USA now, was it? So neither is this. But I would say it is competent. And would you believe it, San Francisco Rush 2049 even made its way onto the Game Boy Color. Of course, it is nothing like the home consoles and arcade version, but it is a pretty cool little racer. I do like how they've added some banging tunes along with speech. There's also jumps and so on later tracks to give the game more depth. Check it out if you've got a Game Boy Color. And let's take a look at all those versions of San Francisco Rush 2049 running side by side.